Get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99 and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Welcome to Balancing Acts. I'm Linda Hamilton, your host, and I'm coming to you today from the Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado Springs. It is quite majestic, surrounded by mountains and beautiful nature, which actually reminded me of how business owners can feel very proud of what they do, but at times feel overwhelmed. And today's guest is coming to talk to us and share some tips about how we can manage overwhelm, information, and grow our businesses. Hello, Karen.
Hi, it's great to see you.
I just want to do a short intro. Karen, I've known for a long time, and she is an internationally known speaker and small business consultant, the founder of Passion for Business. She's owned 5 businesses in the past 30 years and taught over 270,000 business owners to find clarity and focus so they can juggle the many demands on their time and energy. She helps seasoned business owners become recognized thought leaders in their industry by sharing proven content design, marketing strategies, whether you're teaching, speaking, or writing. And you can learn more about her at Passion for Business. Karen, thank you so much for joining us. What we want to talk about now is business owners often feel overwhelmed and they struggle with time and task management. If you don't really get a handle on that, overwhelm can quickly lead to burnout. And we all know that that causes you to lose focus on critical things. So how can a business owner know they're at the place where they need to manage their time and make some changes?
Yeah, I've been working with small business owners for a long time, and I there are certain things that happen that give you kind of a clue, a really clear sign that perhaps you're in a little trouble, that you just might be really overwhelmed in your business. Other than just knowing you feeling overwhelmed. If you find yourself making bad decisions, or worse, you're frozen, you're not making any decisions, or the decision-making process just isn't easy. It feels like there's so much like rolling around in your head, then that's the first sign. I'm reminded of a business owner I was working with a couple weeks ago who was bringing a new product to market, which is awesome, but totally overwhelming. And he was overwhelmed by how much he had to do, to the point where he was having difficulty making even the simplest decisions, like what customer segment to target first in this launch he was doing. So that's a really important sign to pay attention to when you feel like you're just frozen. That's you need to stop and back up a little bit. The next clue that I see all the time is that you're spending time doing the easiest tasks or the most enjoyable tasks, and kind of avoiding those complex or difficult tasks. Or you start a big task and you drop it part way, either because it's more complex than you thought it would be, or it's taking more time than you thought it should take. And then I also see business owners who just basically change their goals all the time. They go after one goal. After 2 or 3 months, they feel like they're not making enough progress. It's too overwhelming. So they just go after the next new shiny object, right? And rather sticking to their existing to-do list. So those are the kind of things that I see that tell me there's something big going on and something needs to change.
And a shiny object is something most entrepreneurs are familiar with. And yes, I think so. Where do you think delegation fits in? Is it always appropriate to delegate something? How do you make decisions on what to delegate?
So business owners always say to me, it's easier just to do it myself, rather than take the time to teach someone else how to do it. It's just faster and easier for me to do it. And you know what? Actually, sometimes that is actually true. That if it's a one-time task, if it's something that you can do easily, and that if you had to stop and explain it to someone, it just becomes taxing to you because it's just less expensive to do it yourself. And I know that all the business management books and the time management books tell you to delegate everything, but sometimes that isn't actually true. And so the way that I decide whether it's something I need to delegate versus something that I need to just do myself is if it has a true strategic nature to it. If the task heightens your awareness of the overall picture of your business and where it's heading, or if the task helps you as the business owner to think through a problem or a project so that you can make strategic decisions about it, then it probably is something that you should do yourself. However, if it's a recurring task, then you have to decide how much time will it take to teach someone else and supervise their work, because it's not just about teaching them what to do. Then you have to just double check they're doing it well, especially if it's new to them and they're learning it and they need feedback on how they're doing. So if you can hire somebody who already has the skills, you don't have to teach them, they're coming with the knowledge, then you can shorten the learning curve tremendously. I think it depends also on your team structure. You might not have people to delegate to, or the people that you have are already overwhelmed and busy themselves, right? And the fact is that many small businesses in America are really quite small. In 2023, the labor statistics said something like 79% of businesses have less than 10 employees. So sometimes you just don't have the staff to delegate to. So of course, either you're going to have to juggle some of these projects and tasks yourself, or if you can, hire it out to a subcontractor. And that might be your answer, instead of bringing on a new team member or asking an existing team member who's already busy to take on a new task. Can you find a subcontractor that can do that task for you on a repetitive basis for less than hiring another employee?
That's great advice. So beyond having a to-do list, do you have any other practical strategies for actually juggling tasks and priorities? And I will tell you that when I started my business using legal pads, I could have 30, 40, 50 things on my to-do list.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of pointless to have it because there's so many that the list itself is overwhelming. So what would
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So the list becomes hugely overwhelming itself. Just looking at the list makes you anxious, right? And so here are some very practical things to think about. So first of all, if you're having a hard time deciding what task to work on next, you really need to ask yourself, do you have competing goals? And that is, you have too many things you're trying to do, and they all are super important to you, and therefore you're not able to focus and to have clarity and to really hone in on one thing and get that thing done. And so that's got to be your first thing, is that strategic thinking of, what are my goals? What am I trying to accomplish here? And am I trying to take on too much in the same time frame? Not that each goal isn't important, but do they have to be done together, right? The second thing I'd like to do, I learned this a long time ago, is to break your tasks down into 25-minute segments. There's a method called the Pomodoro method, and it's based on the way your brain functions, that basically we can concentrate for about 20 or 25 minutes, and then we need a break. And so when I look at that 60 task items on my task list, and I'm thinking, that's crazy, I look at it and I say, okay, item number 1, let me look at that task. Can I break that down into 25-minute segments of work? And then literally the Pomodoro method says, and walk away from your desk for 5 minutes. And you think that's crazy. I'm going to lose 5 minutes every half an hour. But the 25 minutes you can focus are going to be super, super productive compared to if you try to like focus for 2 or 3 hours at a time. It's too much. Your brain doesn't work that way. And so if you can work with your own biorhythms, it's going to help you. And also it makes it feel doable, right? The second thing then is, or the next thing is to do the most important tasks first thing in the morning, even if they're the difficult ones you've been avoiding. So decide each morning what the 3 most important tasks are based on your goals. If the task is going to help you reach your goal, work on that first. If a task doesn't directly help you reach your goal, it can be postponed for later. And then I know this sounds counterintuitive, but someone told me this when I first started my very first business. They said, focus on 3 tasks a day. Look at your to-do list and say, these are the 3 things I'll get done today. If you get a 4th or 5th thing done, that's great. But again, if you're trying to avoid that overwhelm, if you just say, okay, what are the 3 most important tasks? And you get that on your little mini to-do list, it really does work. And of course, it does help to centralize your to-do list. I mean, Legal Pad is good. I use a note-taking app. It doesn't really matter where you do it. But instead of having a million pieces of paper all over your desk, having a central place is really, really going to help you feel like you have some control over your action planning.
Thank you, Karen. And, I think I would add to that before we take our commercial break, that you might have a lot of goals, but you also want to make sure that you're looking at critical things like money-making activities. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Karen about how you manage information overload.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks can be a burden. Now you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen, portable oxygen therapy that moves with you.
With my Inogen, now I'm able to do the things that I've always loved. I just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
Inogen systems are so small and light, you're free to leave the house without the hassles of an oxygen tank.
I could play golf again. I could go grocery shopping. I'm free again.
With the Inogen, I can handle my own oxygen. I can carry my own oxygen. I go anywhere with this. Look how small it is.
And right now, you can try an Inogen portable oxygen system for 30 days risk-free. Call us right now. If you qualify, we'll send you an Inogen system to use for 30 days risk-free. Your insurance may even cover your new Inogen system.
If you're on oxygen, you need to be using an Inogen.
Call 800-367-1753. That's 800-367-1753.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Welcome back to Balancing Acts. We just had a great conversation with Karen Greenstreet about business overwhelm. And now we're going to talk about information overload. The business world moves at such a fast pace. There's always new things to learn. We actually want to learn all these things, but there's really so much information and no time to do it. And that information can make you feel completely overwhelmed. I often say we're data rich and information poor. So Karen, how does an owner prioritize what they learn and what they should let go of?
Yeah, again, we start with our goals, right? Sometimes to complete a goal, we need staff or we need inventory or we need finances, but sometimes to complete a goal, we need knowledge, we need more information. And it's easy to get overwhelmed when you're trying to learn new things, you're trying to gather information, information we need to learn, information we need to keep on top of daily, weekly, monthly. I mean, sometimes it's just, you feel like you have to read 6 blogs every day just to keep up, kind of a thing. And I think part of the problem also is if you think, okay, I need to learn something, I'll take a class or I'll read a book or I'll watch a video tutorial. And even that's overwhelming because even a 1-hour video tutorial might have 6 or 7 or 8 really great ideas in there. And so my first tip for you is to stop at the end of any time that you're absorbing information, whether it's a class, whether you're reading a blog or a book or watching a video tutorial, whatever it is, stop and just pause and breathe for a moment and ask yourself, what are the top 3 action items that I just absorbed, something that I can take action on? You might have 6 or 7 on your wish list, but you can't do it all. And so one way to manage information overload is to say, okay, of what I just heard, what are the really key things that I'm walking away with? What's most important? And so you can, if you did get 6 or 7 or 8 great ideas from, say, a workshop, you can implement those other things, but later. Think about them, doing them in chunks of time instead of having to implement all of it all at once. The other thing that I often tell my clients is you have to commit to making a decision. And I know that sounds really weird, but we get all these great ideas and all this information coming our way in 1,000 different ways. And you have to decide if you are going to do anything with it or not. Because is it just information you're just for your own personal knowledge and development as a business owner, as a leader, as a human, or do you actually want to do something with what you've just learned? Otherwise, you're in this perpetual state of overwhelm. You're constantly absorbing information in, but you're not making a decision about whether you're going to do anything with it or not. Sometimes you just have to go on an information diet and just stop, apply what you've learned. But you got to get out of that state of overwhelm. You've got to make decisions about how much you're going to absorb, what you're going to do with it, and if you're going to do anything with it at all.
Yes, it's so true. And, being a lifelong learner, I know I'm always craving more information and learning new things, and you do have to let go. But entrepreneurs tend to be visionaries. They have a lot of ideas that they want to implement and grow, and they just have to limit that some. So how can they quickly learn new information, maybe maybe they need to increase their knowledge or their skills or its productivity? What should they do when they want to learn more?
Right. So let's just say you need to learn about, I don't know, social media marketing or any business topic, right? There's lots of, first of all, let's just say that books are your way to learn, either audiobooks or written books. Often these days you'll find summaries of those books and an outline of like top key points. And then maybe once you read the summary, you can decide if you want to read the entire book or listen to the audio version. Or perhaps the summary gave you the information that you needed, or even better, the summary told you that the book wasn't right for you. You're like, oh, this isn't what I thought it would be. I don't even have to bother reading that. Say that you take a workshop, or you take a video class, an online class like through Zoom or something. And, is that class going to be recorded? Because sometimes listening to those recordings, you can listen to them at higher speeds, like 2x what it was recorded at. And of course, it helps you to get through the material quicker. I found that often what I would do is I would go to a workshop live or go to a video event live, but then I would listen to the recording like while I was driving or while I was gardening or whatever, just as a way of absorbing the information in a really low stress situation. I was doing something else. This was just information sort of coming across my brain a second time, which would remind me of things. It's this whole thing about breaking things down. Do you realize if you take just 15 minutes a day to learn something new, you read 2 blog posts, you watch 1 video, you read a chapter in a book. I know it sounds really simple, but 15 minutes a day is 65 hours of education a year. I mean, it's amazing. Imagine what you could learn in that time if you break it down into doable chunks.
Yeah, that's great. Yes, and I like the audiobooks. They're a little squeaky when they're on a fast pace. You have to get used to. But another way would be to research quotes. You can research the most important quotes from a book and kind of come away with the concepts or the most important things you might want to take away. And that would be another way to actually get through those books. But how would you say is a way to shorten the learning curve so that maybe they don't have to consume so much material in the first place?
Yeah, well, of course, it's the really smart thing to do would be to tap into the knowledge of someone has experience in the topic, right? Maybe taking a 3-day workshop might give you more overload and more overwhelm. So maybe there's someone you can speak with individually who can give you really the basics and help you to apply for it. So whether you find a colleague who knows something about this, or you ask your colleagues, do you know anybody who knows about social media marketing or leadership or hiring, firing, or retention, or whatever your topic is you need help in, ask colleagues if they know someone. And if there's not a colleague who can help you, maybe that's the time that you need to find a consultant or a coach who can help you, someone who knows this material and will share it with you in a really condensed form. Or think about joining like a business mastermind group or a peer advisory board and sort of tap into the brains of other people who are in that group, because that's definitely going to help you shorten the learning curve.
And the last thing I'd like to talk about, Karen, is how you can filter information from your business to avoid information overload. For instance, a business generates a ton of data. That's why I thought you have data rich and information poor. So when you look at your critical goals, your money-making activities, maybe you want to focus on marketing, or perhaps it's sales. How would you suggest business owners actually focus on specific strategic areas of their business?
Yeah, I mean, imagine you have a lot of data in your business. You have reports and all kinds of things, but the key is like, well, what do I have to pay attention to, and where do I need more information, and where do I actually have information that I have to use? And so I think it goes back to what is the key problem you're trying to solve, or the key change that you're trying to make in your business. And so if you can then focus looking for information that's going to solve that problem or give you information that's going to help you give insight into that. So let's just say your problem is with marketing. It's like, well, marketing's huge. So what change do you want to make? You say, okay, you know, our marketing is generating leads in these areas, but in let's just say, you know, LinkedIn marketing, we're not getting the leads we think we should make there. Then go back to your data and figure out, you know, what's actually the baseline? Where are you today? And then think about, do I need to get more information? Do I not have the knowledge that I need to be able to do LinkedIn well? Is that my problem? Or do I need to find someone to look at these numbers and explain to me whether they're normal or not? You know, what is the information that you have? And then what information do you have? And I find what is
for free is from SCORE. Don't forget to check them out. They have free, very short, expert-led courses, a lot of resources. So there's a lot of things out there that can help you shorten the time. We're going to break for commercial, and then we're going to come back and talk to Karen about mastermind groups, a business's secret weapon.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free but $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Have you ever had to hire multiple contractors? It is a daunting task that takes a lot of management time and impacts the core business or the company, the time you're spent with your loved ones. At Texas Home Property Solutions, you can count on a responsible company that can tackle all your general contractor needs. Electricity, painting, remodeling, plumbing, air conditioning, and roofing. Hire us and forget it. With over 20 years of experience, Texas Home Property Solution will deliver your project on time and within budget, with a high level of quality and integrity, no matter the size or complexity. If you are a company, a government institution, or an individual who needs a general contractor, you need Texas Home Property Solution. Take a decisive step and call us today for a free consultation.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
Welcome to Balancing Acts. Welcome back. We are talking to Karen Greenstreet, and we're going to talk about mastermind groups, which is a business owner's secret weapon. I am also very fond of them. It's a great way to get support with problem solving, being more efficient, developing your leadership. And sometimes that's a peer advisory group. Karen, what should business owners know about as what a mastermind is, and what should they be thinking about as they look for a mastermind group to join?
Yeah, mastermind groups have been around for business owners for years and years and years. So they're a well-known entity. Like you said, sometimes they're called peer advisory boards, but most often they're called mastermind groups. And the idea is a group of people who are in a similar situation. They're all business owners, typically either in the same industry or the same size business, or they're all, solo entrepreneurs, or they're all restaurant owners. It varies. And they meet together on a regular basis, and each person gets to say, here's the situation I have where I need some help from the group. And the group all brainstorms together around that, and they hold each other accountable for getting things done. So if you have information overload or task overload, the group helps to keep your feet, under the fire. And some mastermind groups are based on the size of your business, and others might be based on a topic area. So what you're really looking for when you're looking for a mastermind group to join is that you want to make sure that you're with your peers. These are people who are in the same situation that you are, so that when you experience something, someone else has already solved that problem, and they can just share the answer with you, and you don't have to go looking for it and reading 16 books, right? So the first thing, of course, is to then ask yourself, what are your goals? What are you trying to reach for? What problems are you trying to solve? And then find a group that matches your needs. And so, for instance, do you want a group focused on marketing? Do you want a group that's focused for business owners and discusses, KPIs and leadership topics? Or maybe you're like, I want a mastermind group because I'm a solo entrepreneur and I want to be with other people who are running a business on their own, or with like one other employee. Or do you want someone who's running a business of maybe 20 employees, and then that's similar to you? But I think the key is to find a group that matches your needs and also feels like a peer group for you, feels like this is your community, because then they will understand what you're going through at a level that, another group, it wouldn't work for you.
I think that's true. And entrepreneurs often struggle to find people who understand them, the challenges they have, the balance, their obstacles, and even opportunities, ways to capitalize on opportunities. So how can someone actually find a mastermind group?
Well, you're going to laugh, but the easiest thing is to simply go to Google and type in mastermind group. If there are any local groups around you, they'll show up on a map in the Google results. And of course, these days, a lot of mastermind groups are run virtually through video conferencing. So sometimes going to like meetup.com or Eventbrite, you might find those virtual mastermind groups there. Or if you go to Google and type in mastermind group, you'll probably see some virtual groups listed there as well. So that might be a place to start. If you have a consultant or a mentor that you like to work with, maybe they're running a mastermind group and you just don't even know about it. So you could ask them. If you've taken any workshops and you really enjoyed the teacher and you thought, wow, I'd love to be in a mastermind group with the people who were like in this class, because we all know this same information, we all learn together and we're all trying to do the same thing. Ask them if they run a mastermind group for the participants of their programs, or do they have any kind of group program that might work for you. So there's a lot of different ways. Ask your colleagues, ask your the people who work with you, if you have like a management team, see if they know of anything. Check with your Chamber of Commerce. Sometimes they run mastermind groups. And also check with your professional association. So if you're a part of the National Retailers Association, or the Bar Association, or the National Speakers Association, often that they have mastermind groups you don't even know about. Some small business development centers have mastermind groups and some don't. You would just have to ask around locally to see what your local small business development center has.
I want to expand on this just a little bit. We're talking about, finding support for you and your business, for your own challenges and opportunities. But business owners, those of you who are listening, who are actually consultants and service providers, facilitating masterminds can actually be another revenue stream for you. So would you just comment briefly on that as well?
Yeah, if you can't find a group that's a good fit for you, maybe the idea is that you need to think about starting your own group. And for business owners, it can be a revenue stream, especially if you have a service-based business. So if you are a coach, if you are a consultant, if you are a professional speaker or an author, or you teach classes, mastermind groups could be the next logical thing for your own audience. And so it's another revenue stream for you and a way to continue to work with your clients. I know when I was doing one-on-one consulting and I had 30 clients at a time, I was completely burnt out. And I moved to doing almost all mastermind groups as the way I work with my clients. And talk about releasing overwhelm. It freed me up tremendously. I could work with 6 people pretty deeply, but 6 people at a time rather than 6 individual meetings one-on-one. And so that seemed to work really well for me. And maybe that's something that the business owners that are listening to your program might find attractive and something that they can do.
Let's talk about how to find a group that's a good fit. Sometimes it's hard to do that. What are some ways to say, what's the right fit for me, decide what fit, and how to search them out?
Yeah, I think the thing is that you want to make sure that, first of all, the personality style of the facilitator, the person who's running the mastermind group, fits with yours, because you're going to be working pretty closely with them. So you want to make sure that you are kind of in alignment with not only with what they know and how they perceive the world, but also how they communicate and truly their personality style. If you want to be in a mastermind group that's sort of like a boot camp, then you want a hard-hitting facilitator. If that's not attractive to you, you're like, I just want to be in a group where I can, it's kind of lonely at the top, right? I want to be in a group of people who understand my situation. I kind of want my feet held to the fire, but I don't really want someone beating me over the head if I don't get something done. Then you find a mastermind group that has that kind of personality style and the facilitator who works that way. And then, of course, if you want a mastermind group around a particular topic, so say you're a restaurant owner, you want to be in a mastermind group around, other restaurant owners, then you would need to find a group that was specific to your topic area or your need. You can ask the facilitator who else is in the group, but if it's a new group that's forming, they won't know. So the only thing they can tell you is who they expect to have in the group, what kind of people they expect to have in the group, so that you can know if it's a good fit for you.
Yeah, that's good. And if they really can't find one, starting your own, you might just get together some other business owner friends, right? And have your own, because it is about brainstorming and collaboration.
Yeah, if you can't find a group that's right for you, it really is smart to consider starting a group of your own. Then you can really hand select the people that you want to work with. I mean, think about like your dream team, this group of people that you would be like, I know these people. I would love to have these kind of conversations with them. It's sort of like those conversations you have over lunch with some colleagues and everyone's piling in ideas and it's really exciting, except that these groups happen every month instead of once in a while. So you know what it feels like. And there are plenty of places where you can learn how to start your own group. It is not rocket science. Anybody can do it. And I think it can be really, really helpful.
Thank you. And I, for one, have been both a participant in a number of mastermind groups and I lead mastermind groups. Give yourself that gift because you always come away both inspired and motivated by the conversations you have with your peers in these groups. We're going to take a commercial break and then we're going to come back and talk to Karen about how to pick a business advisor or a coach.
Diabetes. If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Hi, I am Noura Al-Masri and welcome to Echoes of Impact with Noura. Join me on a journey where we celebrate the power of women in business, the driving force behind growing nonprofits, and the architects of change in our community. We'll explore strategies for building successful businesses, increasing cash flow, and saving on taxes. Tune in to Echoes of Impact with Noura, because when women succeed, we all thrive. See you there.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
Hi, I'm Linda Hamilton, and welcome back to Balancing Acts. We're going to talk to Karen about finding a business advisor or a coach and how you would go about doing that. Sometimes working one-on-one with someone can really make a difference, especially as you're trying to grow. If you think of a coach and athletes, it's about performance, right? Improving your performance. And an advisor can be a little bit different than that. So Karen, how do you know when it's time to actually seek a coach or an advisor instead of taking a class or reading a book?
Well, back to that time management topic, right? If you simply don't have the time to learn the topic, or you need help both learning the topic and applying it to your unique situation, then I think it's time to seek out an advisor who can work one-on-one with you. Even the idea that you're like, okay, I've got a project that has to get done. I must have this knowledge relatively quickly, and I must figure out how to apply it. Then hiring an advisor or a coach is a really smart move. The difference I see between an advisor and a coach is an advisor is going to be working with you around data and knowledge and wisdom and action planning. A coach is going to help you with your performance as a business owner. Where are you holding yourself back? How to think strategically about the big picture, and more what we might consider soft skills, but really crucial skills for a business owner.
Right. And how do they go about finding a coach?
All right. So the first thing I think is if you're looking for someone who's going to be a mentor to you, that you want to start with their experience level and their knowledge level. I mean, have they done what you're trying to do? So say you're trying to build your restaurant, have they built restaurants? If you're trying to build your law practice, have they built their law practice? It just helps to know whether they have been able to do the things that you're trying to do. The other thing I think it's really important to find out is do they have extensive training, and are they keeping up to date with the information? I mean, we talked about this concept of information overload. If you're overloaded with information, then you want to tap into the knowledge of someone who is paying attention to what's current on a topic. So are they a lifelong learner, and are they keeping up with things, and what is their knowledge base? And then the other thing I look at is I think, how long have they been a consultant? So a consultant who's been helping other business owners for, 10 or 15 years, they come not only with knowledge, but they come with wisdom because they have worked with hundreds of other businesses. And that's not something you can learn from a book. So I think that it's really helpful to understand their background and where they're coming from. The other thing, of course, is you want to be looking for someone who works with a business of your size. So if you're a restaurant owner and you have a staff of 12, then a top 10 business consulting firm may not be a good fit for you. And it might be better to look for a small business consultant or a small business coach who specializes in working with micro businesses. Sometimes maybe you want a specialist consultant, say someone who only works with restaurants. Or let's just say you're getting ready to retire and sell your restaurant. Then you want to work with someone who specializes in exit planning and preparing a business to be sold. So you could be a restaurant owner, but have different problems and different goals and different changes you're trying to make, and you might seek out an advisor based on that. Sometimes you do need a generalist. You might want to really cover a lot of topics around your business, and so you look for a business consultant or a coach as a full range of business experience, and can mentor you through all the different aspects of your business, everything from working with your audience to product development to marketing and branding to sales to back office to finances. If you're looking for help in a lot of areas, a generalist might be the right answer for you. If the person that you're looking at teaches or speaks or writes, maybe they do a blog or they have a video channel or a podcast, or they're speaking at conferences or anything like that, not only does that show their knowledge level, right? They're being invited to speak at places, but through their writing and their speaking, you can tell if their style matches yours. So, maybe you go to a class with someone or you read their blog. You're like, I really like the way they think. I like the way they communicate. I think this might be a good fit. Of course, no matter what you do, always have that initial consultation with a prospective consultant and discuss your unique situation and see if you're a good fit. Even if they're the number one expert in their field on a topic, if you can't communicate with them well, or if your personalities clash, then you need to look for another consultant.
Exactly. A lot of the things we want to talk about on balancing acts is not just bringing experts and consultants, but actually to talk about business owners. There's something about having experience as a business owner that can really add to your ability to work. Both of us are business owners with decades of experience. Think back when you started your firm, and you've owned a number of companies. When did you use a coach? How did it make a difference in your business?
Oh, amazing. I mean, I can remember my very first coach. And in fact, I'm still friends with them on Facebook, which is funny. I was new and I was just getting started, and I didn't know the business. My very, very first business was a photography studio. And I had teachers who were teaching me how to be a photographer, but I needed a business mentor, not a photography skills mentor, right? And so I did find someone through our local photography association, and I worked with them, and they helped me think through not only the big picture of what I was trying to create, how long they thought it would take for me to get there, but then we dug down to the nitty-gritty of marketing and how to run the studio and how to be efficient in the production of photography. Way back when we had print photography, remember those days? It was eye-opening because they totally cut the learning curve for me. If I would have stumbled in the dark and hit a million brick walls, if it wasn't for them telling me, here's what's going to happen if you do that. And, is that really the path you want to go down? I was like, oh, didn't know that because I was brand new. I didn't know anything. So it was an amazing opportunity. And even, all these years later, I still tap into mentors and coaches and advisors when I'm in a very specific situation. I need some help.
Right. And I think the key thing you just said is cut the learning curve. Right. We want to grow our businesses, which means we need to bring in more revenue. And advisors work a little differently than coaches. You kind of have to decide what you need in terms of cutting your learning curve. If you're trying to bring in money faster and you're trying to balance cash flow, profitability, different kinds of coaches or advisors would work with you. I personally have I run an accounting firm, so I have decades of experience in running an accounting firm. But as an expert, I'm focused on the whole of a business, because your business is about everything. It's not just about your accounting, and all those pieces of the puzzle have to fit together. My last question would be, do all business advisors work in the same way?
They don't, of course. So, when you're looking to hire a business advisor or a coach or a mentor, they might have programs set up like, this is the way that I work with people, but it helps to understand a little bit about what that range can look like. So some of them work in what I would consider almost like a per project basis. You have a specific goal that you're working toward, and you work together with them to complete that goal. And they will typically give you an estimate in advance about how much time that will take. And this is really great. If you have a specific need, like figuring out your social media marketing strategy or designing an exit plan for your business, it's great to work with someone who says, okay, we know exactly what your goal is. Let's get there. Some are more like mentors or coaches. They're really there more for the long term for you, to really help you think through things, sometimes on a daily basis if that's what you need, but someone you can tap into. And so sometimes they work on a monthly retainer basis. Maybe you have a scheduled meeting once a week, like every Monday morning at 9, you meet with your coach. Or sometimes it's just as needed. They're on call for you during that month. And this is really helpful. If you have a lot of topics that you want to cover, or you want that ongoing mentoring relationship, or you've got a lot of different things that come up, like there's a lot of fires to put out all the time and things change rapidly, then you might want to think about using somebody on a retainer basis. And then some work on what I'm going to call a session basis. And so whether it's a 2-hour session that helps you think through some strategic ideas around like your next product launch, just someone to brainstorm with for a couple hours, or maybe a full day intensive. Say you want to work out your goals for the next year and your action plan for the next year. You can often work with advisors on that, what I would consider a session basis. Of course, there are a lot of variations on the theme. So when you speak with the prospective consultant that you're considering hiring, ask them about the different ways that they work and what their fees are.
Thank you, Karen, for sharing your insights today. How can people find you?
You can reach me at my website, passionforbusiness.com, and you can learn about mastermind groups and how to start and run them at thesuccessalliance.com.
Thank you. I often go to Karen's website. She has a wealth of information for business owners about mastermind groups, and it's a great place to start when you're searching for mastermind groups. I hope you'll come back for our next show when we bring you another insightful session with lots of tips for balancing work, life, and finance.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.